everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome back to my sewing room. Today I wanted to talk to you about Disneybounding. So this time every year there's something on Instagram and on Facebook called the March Disneybound Challenge. And so every year I participate in this challenge and post all sorts of Disneybounds all over my Instagram. But what is Disneybounding, you might be asking? Disneybounding was started in 2011 and is credited to blogger Leslie Kay for starting the trend. And it is something that came about because adults are not allowed to dress in costumes when they go to a Disney park. However, you can dress to represent the character, and it has now become really a global phenomenon, and it's really fun to assemble outfits and put them together, whether you're wearing them to the parks or you are wearing them trapped inside your home during a self-imposed quarantine or a state-imposed quarantine. So it's been really fun participating in the Disneybound Challenge this year. This is my third year doing it, and every year I do have people asking me, well, it sounds like fun, but like, how do I do it? I don't understand how to put things together to represent a character, or any questions like that. So with this video, I'm hoping to clear up those questions and show you just how easy it is to Disneybound out of your own wardrobe. The key thing with Disneybounding is that you are color blocking. It's always easiest to choose a character who has colors that really help to identify them. So particularly the princesses are great for this because every princess really has their own color story. It's also really easy to do the Fab Five: Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, etc., Pluto, and everyone. It's really easy to Disneybound them as well because their colors and their image is so iconic. Today, for example, from here up, you might not be able to tell that I am Disneybounding. However, with this full outfit that I'll pop on screen here, you can tell that I am Disneybounding Elastigirl because the theme from today is Pixar characters, and I decided to go with someone a little bit less distinct than Nemo or Dory or Russell from Up, or someone who's a little bit more popular with Disneybounders. The main thing though is to identify their colors. So you really want to look in your wardrobe and see what you have to begin with, because what your wardrobe currently has will really tell you what characters you should be looking at. Do you have reds, yellows, blues, a lot of primary colors, maybe some secondary colors? Do you have patterns that might be interesting? Maybe you've got a floral skirt that's white in its base and a burgundy top, and you can put that together for the Haunted Mansion tightrope walker. You are not just limited to characters in Disney movies. You can do the entire gamut of Disneybounds. I actually made one for my most recent trip that is a Dole Whip Disneybound. And I thought that was really fun to do something that, although it's actually still popular, Disneybound is not even an actual character. The first time that I ever Disneybounded was back in 2013 for a trip to Disneyland. I decided that year that I was going to do a Snow White Disneybound, and I was going to do a Briar Rose, as in Aurora but her peasant look, Disneybound. So I made a Snow White dress that's actually a vintage Vogue repro pattern, and I put on the apple, some diamonds to represent the dwarves. I think Snow White is actually the easiest character to Disneybound because her colors are so distinct. You've got that red, you've got that yellow, you've got that blue. So absolutely true. And you can really put them together in various ways and people are still going to know, oh, you're Snow White. Briar Rose is a little bit more subtle, but what you really get with her is you get that black sort of waist cincher look and the peasant blouse and the blue-gray skirt, and it makes a really sweet Disneybound. Again, the princesses, there's just something about Disneybounding them that they are so distinct that it's really nice to see, and they're usually quite easy to identify when you see someone in the parks who is dressed up as, who is Disneybounding as a princess. I think every single trip since that one in 2013, I have actually done at least one Disneybound. In 2015, I went to Disney World for I think 8 or 9 days, and I did a different Disneybound every single day of the trip. And actually, with my most recent Disney World trip, I did a different Disneybound all but 2 days of the trip, where I wore other outfits that were still representational of Disney, but not of characters in Disney, like my character jumper with my movie posters or my fireworks light up skirt. The great thing about Disney bounding in the parks is that you're probably going to get recognized for what character you're bounding, and that's a really nice feeling. That said, right now, when we're all stuck at home due to self-isolation and quarantines, it's also really nice to just get yourself dressed up for something, even if that's just posting a picture on Instagram or Facebook and sharing that joy with all of the other people who are Disney bounding as well. There are actually over 1.2 million tagged posts on Instagram with the hashtag of Disneybound. And the March Disneybound Challenge in particular is always a great time of year to jump in and really start participating in Disney bounding, because so many other people are doing it at the same time, and you have specific themes that you are supposed to do each day, like Pixar characters, like Haunted Mansion, like Disney ride characters, Mulan, all sorts of different themes. And it's really, really a great time to jump in. My favorite time to Disneybound, though, is for Dapper Day. For Dapper Day, you get a lot of people who Dapper bound, as most people now call it. And that is when you take a vintage style, whether that's 1940s, 50s, 60s, etc., and you turn that style into a Disneybound. I love it because it's really combining all of the best of both worlds for me, for costuming and for Disney, and it's really combining them all together. Speaking of which, you can also do historical Disney bounds. So if you have seen my Instagram, then you have definitely seen some historical Disney bounds, because one of my most popular dresses that I've made is the fairy godmother dress. And I made that last year. And it's actually based on or a copy of an extant dress. You've seen that probably in a previous video as well. And the extant dress is in the Manchester Museum of Art, but when I saw it, it screamed fairy godmother to me. So last year, a whole group of us did Once Upon a Bustle, and we all chose bustle dresses and made them Disney bounds. So each one of us represented a Disney character, and it was so, so much fun. This year, we are doing 1830s Disney villains, and I'm super excited. I actually just started working on mine yesterday. I am going to be Governor Ratcliffe, and I'm very, very thrilled to see this group come together this summer. Let's take a little detour to my closet so that I can show you how you can take different pieces of different colors and put them together in order to make a Disneybound. Hello again from my quite messy closet. So when you're looking at your wardrobe, what you really want to take a look at is color. What do you have that is a very distinct color and can really help to represent a character? For example, this blue skirt that I have in my wardrobe, which was actually my mom's skirt from the 1980s, is so, so useful when it comes to Disney bounding. I cannot even begin to tell you how many different Disney bounds I have used this for, but at the very least, I know that it includes Ariel, Anna, Dory. Oh gosh, I don't even know. There's a lot others that I use this blue skirt. Snow White, and because it's just so useful. It's such a bold color, and it's so good to represent someone with. Another really useful color I have found is yellow. So I have a couple of yellow sweaters, and I have more in my dresser, but having yellow is really, really handy. What I've noticed I could really use actually is a yellow skirt. Every year the March Disneybound Challenge kind of helps to let me know what colors I'm missing in my wardrobe. This year I've noticed yellow skirt, which I already knew about actually from last year, and also a purple skirt would be really nice. I thought I was missing a brown one too, and then I remembered I have a brown skirt in my Trelawney cosplay. So you know what? I can pull that out and use that for Disneybounds as well, because it's the only brown in my entire wardrobe. This is a sweater that I got at the thrift store last fall, and this was what inspired my Dole Whip Disneybound. How often do you find a yellow sweater with a pineapple on it, right? So I did get this one specifically with Disneybounding in mind, but that doesn't normally happen. This dress is another one that is really useful, having this sort of green, almost blue-green dress that is really not reading in the lights of this video. I'll get this a little closer. You can see the color now. It's really a blue-green. This works great for Merida, but I also found that it was perfect for Anna's new queen dress for Frozen. Color blocking is the most important part of Disneybounding because you can pull out just a red and white polka dot blouse and all of a sudden people know that you're going for a Minnie Mouse. Pair this with a black skirt maybe. There you are, your Minnie Mouse right there. So because I'm extra, I also like making things for Disneybounds. This one I made for my most recent trip to Disney World, and this is what I call my Dapper Dirndlebound Rapunzel because it's really representational of Rapunzel, and then it gets even more extra down at the hem where I've done all of the embroidery that is actually on my regular Rapunzel dress all the way around this circle skirt hem, and I'll pop a couple pictures up here on screen of me in Disney. Now this actually also kind of toes the line because when I wore it at Disney, I even wore it with a wig. Now I wore this on Dapper Day. I wouldn't go this far on any day except Dapper Day when they're a little bit looser with their guidelines, with their rules. But I even wore this with a wig, which means to a lot of people that I crossed over into what's called cosbounding, where you are almost cosplaying, but you're still kind of bounding a character. This isn't Rapunzel's dress, but it's pretty darn representational, and I did have people call me Rapunzel because it was that obvious. The other thing that I recommend doing when you're Disneybounding is using your accessories wisely. For example, if you're wearing, say, a yellow dress, this could be a whole myriad of characters, but add a red rose brooch, and it's pretty clear that you're going for Belle. On the other hand, add a pith helmet and maybe a purple scarf, and that's a really great Jane from Tarzan right there. Maybe you're wearing a lavender dress and people aren't really sure who you're supposed to be, but if you pop a little Pascal on your shoulder, everyone's gonna know you're Rapunzel. Snow White is my go-to for fairly obvious Disneybounds, again because of her color blocking, but if you add a great little apple purse, people are going to know even more that you are Snow White. It's all in the color blocking and the accessories and how you incorporate everything together, and it's really fun to dig through your wardrobe and find what you might want to use for what character. I'm going to pop a bunch of my favorite Disneybounds that I've done on the screen right now, but if you want to check out more, please go ahead and visit my Instagram at Lady Rebecca Fashions, or you can go onto Facebook and check out the group Disneybounders Unite. It's a really great group for finding lots of inspiration for your various Disneybounds, especially since right now everyone is posting their March Disneybound Challenge entries there.
Ariel from The Little Mermaid, complete with Dinglehopper. Queen Anna from the end of Frozen 2. Jane Porter from Tarzan, this time using the skirt from my cosplay, this time using just a yellow dress. Flynn Rider from Tangled. Princess Anna from Frozen Fever. The White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. Anna from Frozen's classic traveling outfit. Can you tell I like Anna? Captain America from Avengers. The Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. Merida from Brave for Dapper Day. Cinderella. Goofy. And Minnie Mouse.
Thank you all so much for joining me on this video. I hope that it was interesting and maybe illuminating to you. Whether you are new or old to Disneybounding, I think there's always something to learn from when you see other people's Disneybounds. That's why I highly recommend that you go on Instagram too and you look at the Disneybound hashtag or Disneybound challenge or March Disneybound challenge. You're gonna see so many other people bounding and it's gonna be so inspirational to you if you are starting on your Disneybound journey. You can also go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Lady Rebecca Fashions, and you'll see lots of posts from the March Disneybound challenge this year. We've still got a few days left to the challenge, so I'm excited to finish out the month. And if you go farther back, you can see challenges from the last 2 years as well. If you liked this video, please go ahead and click the thumbs up icon from me. And if you'd like to see more videos like this or on other sewing or historical costuming, please go ahead and click subscribe and the little bell icon to be notified every time I post a video. Thank you again so much for joining me on this video, and happy sewing!